Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Knitwhim Diaries. I am your host Knitwhim and this is the show. Hello everyone. Like I mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, I'm trying something new in order to get better audio quality. My husband has a Blue Yeti microphone attached to his desktop. Normally I do all my editing on my laptop. But my laptop is kind of dying, and having the audio and all that stuff just didn't seem like it was going to work. So I'm trying it over here in my husband's office, and that's why there's all this Pokemon stuff. So we're going to see how the audio goes and see if it's worth changing things up, because I know the audio quality on my video blog isn't really as good as a bunch of other of the knitting podcasts that are out there. So hopefully this will be an improvement, and we'll see. So getting right into it, finished objects. I have one. It's the Not Just Any Hood hat by Laura Tegg. It was a crochet hat project that I did as part of the Eat Sleep Knit Yarnathon, and I did it in Madeline Tosh Chunky and the color Ember. So here it is. The back has these decreases that form sort of like a triangle in the back. So I really liked the way it looked in the picture on Ravelry, but I mean, it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I don't hate it as much as I did when I first finished it, but especially these ties are like right up here in my face, and it's weird. I really needed to have done them back here. Maybe they really need to be down here instead of up here. So that was probably my fault, reading the instructions wrong. So I might take them off and redo them, because right now they're just kind of ridiculous. But I didn't realize how much this hat would resemble a bonnet. I really feel like I'm wearing a baby bonnet. And yeah, these ties are in the wrong place. So you can see, I'm pretty sure I attached new yarn to get the tie, so I should be able to just undo it and redo it, maybe. So that otherwise, I'm not sure if I'll actually wear this the way it is now. So maybe if I put the tie down here, it'll be better. But I don't know. It was an interesting project, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so works in progress. I only have 2 that I've made any progress on, so I'm going to show you. The first one is this classic mitts pattern that I've been doing in the Plymouth Encore worsted, and this is what I had. I think I showed this to you guys last time. I finished a mitten, except for the thumb, and I was worried about running out of the gray yarn, and so I was going to wait until I had both mittens finished before I did the thumb, because I wanted the thumb to be gray on both of them. So yesterday, I was a little mad at my husband, and so I sat down and started knitting on the second mitten, and I was just sitting there, and I was just angry, and I was just like, ugh. And so you might have saw my post on Instagram if you follow me there. Same name as here, just Knitwhim. This is where I am on the mitten number 2 right now. So those of you with good observation skills might notice that something is very, very different. Well, actually, multiple things are very, very different, because I'm an idiot and apparently can't see color. So not only is the gray stripes on this one extending farther up, but then when I switched to teal, I kept the gray and did gray and teal instead of purple and teal. So it's just completely and totally different. These 2 mittens are like the most fraternal twins I've ever seen out of, like, they're just crazy. So I don't know. I'm probably not going to rip back, because I'm really not loving this pattern. It's the way it's written is like it has like a columns for the different sizes. And then like the pattern is like knit blah 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 blah, and then there's the columns, and you have to read across the column to see how many number, and it's very confusing, and it's messed me up multiple times just not being able to understand the way the pattern was written, like the layout of the pattern. So I think I'm just gonna finish them the way they are and have crazy clown stripes, mittens. But yeah, so I've not been having a very good knitting week at all. And I'll probably finish those this weekend, but yeah, I don't know. My lighting just suddenly changed. So yeah, I don't know why my knitting has been so bad lately. So that's that one. I haven't worked on the tennis sweater at all, which is good because I'm doing the sleeve and the increases in it were so weird that I didn't know how to do them right. So I probably would have screwed those up too if I'd done them. So the only other finished works in progress I have is I'm doing this fruit shawl by Vercarno, and I totally meant to write down Vercarno is the name of the where it was published from, but I looked up the designer's name, like her actual name, and I forgot to write it down. But it's really pretty crochet pattern, and I think I was like super obsessed with it, and I like couldn't stop doing it. And last time I showed you my progress, it looked something like this. I did this on, what did I do this on? I did it on a, see, that doesn't seem right. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I did this one on a 2.75 millimeter hook, and I liked it at first. I got gauge based on the pattern. My gauge seemed fine, but I just decided that it was a little bit too stiff to be pleasant as a shawl. So I stopped, and it's hand spun, and I didn't want to waste any of it. I also wasn't 100% sure whether or not I wanted to give up on this piece. So I just cut the yarn and started a new piece, thinking that, you know, if I liked the new piece better, I could unravel this later and use all of the yarn. So I use all of it. So I did that. I switched it up to a bigger hook, and so now I'm using a G hook, which is the 4.25 millimeter, and I basically at the same spot. I'm literally only a row farther on this one than I was on the previous one. But as you can see, like, it hangs a lot better. I think it's going to make have much better drape for the shawl than my first attempt, and I really am enjoying this pattern. It's very pretty, and so I'm enjoying knitting it. It's crochet. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to continue working on it. I had that slump where I literally did the same 18 rows twice because I changed my mind about the gauge. But those are the two projects that I'm working on right now. I'm planning on casting on a bunch of new projects. The moment I finish those mittens, I'm probably going to cast on another 2 projects because, you guys, a couple weeks ago, I had a birthday. And I bought myself a bunch of yarn from Eat Sleep Knits. I bought $100. I normally don't talk about how much stuff cost, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to brag. I bought $100 worth of yarn, but I only paid $40. Because you win like store credit if you participate in like the Yarnathon events. You know, if you get to a certain yardage amount, you earn store credit. And Amanda Bug sent me a gift certificate, and so I had all of this money from other people and from participating in the Yarnathon saved up, and so I bought a whole bunch of yarn. So first up, I got this Squish Fiber Arts Ultra Sock, and I don't know if you can see, it's mostly gray, but there are these like pops of like purplish pink, like rose pink / purple. I don't know if you can see it. It might be difficult to see, but I've been eyeing this colorway for quite some time, and it's one of those ones where it's got different lots, and the variation between the different lots is very, very noticeably different. The computer just fell asleep, and I don't know if it's going to continue recording. I don't, okay, it looks like I continue recording. Technology. Anyway, so I've been keeping my eye on this colorway for a long time, and I was saying the dye-lots are very, very different between dye-lots. Some of them have a lot more pink. This one ended up being a lot less pink and more gray, which is fine because I plan on doing a colorwork project for the colorwork mittens, the fighting words for the colorwork cowl at Sleep Knits with it, and pairing it with the pink Madelinetosh not Madelinetosh, the pink Malabrigo lace weight that I had chain flyed, and so it'll work out fine. And the colorway is vintage, in case I didn't mention it. And I haven't knit with their stuff before, so I'm very excited to try a new brand, a new kind of yarn. So that's the first thing I got. Then I got 2 skeins of the Sweet Georgia yarn fingering weight, the Tough Love sock. It's 80% superwash merino wool and 20% nylon. And I got 2 skeins. The colorway is Wisteria. And I'm planning on doing a shawl with this. And I think, I haven't 100% decided, but I think I'm going to do the Rendezvous Shawl by Lily Go is what I'm thinking about doing right now. And I had a really hard time picking because I wanted to do purple, and I love this. This was my favorite color purple that Eat Sleep Knit carried, was this Wisteria. I really wanted to redo the Juneberry triangle by Brooklyn Tweed in a worsted weight, but the Sweet Georgia worsted weight Wisteria is not solid. It is very variegated and has a lot of other like pink, like hot pink and dark purple like mixed into it, and I was just like, no, that's not going to work. And so literally my decision between knitting a fingering weight shawl or a worsted weight shawl was decided based on the availability of the color I wanted, which is why I really can't wait to get all the stuff in my garage moved out so I can go back to dyeing, because then I can have control over all of my colors. So I'm really excited about this. I'll be able to knit a lace shawl in fingering weight and not lace weight, because apparently I don't like lace weight anymore. I used to really like lace weight, but not anymore. So that's really fun. And then I have to admit, even though I rag on variegated stuff and I hate variegated stuff so much, I could not help myself. I bought 2 skeins of Malabrigo Rios. Rios is probably my all-time favorite base from Malabrigo, and I got 2 skeins in the Archangel colorway. And this is like the most variegated bullshit you could possibly get. Like, you've got like these pops of green. I don't know if you can really see it in there, but like there are pops of green in the purple, and then there's like the yellow and orange pops with the pink, and it's just craziness. So I'm thinking about doing, my plan is to do a cable-y cowl, and then if I have any leftover, it'll probably be a small amount leftover, and I'll do like a crocheted headband with the leftovers. So that's my plan with that, although I haven't finalized a pattern yet. I've got some, but I don't want to like, I don't want to just God, I can't think of English today. I don't want to be held to any pattern names that I throw out, like, might not end up happening. So I'm really excited. So then, as if that wasn't enough wonderful deliciousness from Eat Sleep Knit, as you might know, they put Yarn Lotto tickets in each of your orders, and you can scratch them off to win prizes. Normally, like, the only prize I've ever won from that is like a $5. So like, you scratch it off, you win $5 store credit, and then you have to mail it into them, like physically with a stamp in an envelope, and then they'll add it to your store credit. Well, with this order, I won more than $5. Can you read that? Do you see what that says? Do you see what that says? That's like $100 store credit. So that was a pretty amazing birthday. And then to make things even better, my father is super sweet, and he still treats me like a princess even though I am an adult. And he got me a tablet for my birthday. It's an iPad mini! I know a lot of other knitting bloggers have talked about how convenient having a tablet is with doing patterns, and it is so convenient. Instead of having to knit, that's not so convenient. Instead of having to knit, print out all of your patterns to knit from, or being stuck like on your physical like desktop computer doing your patterns, I have this PDF reader, and it saves all my patterns, and you can highlight the row that you're on, and then when you're done with that row, you unhighlight it and highlight the next row. It's amazing. So I'm really enjoying that. And that leads me to my final topic. What am I going to buy with that Yarn Lotto ticket? I'm thinking about getting a sweaters quantity, and I'm really thinking about doing something really, really ambitious. I'm talking a colorwork sweater, like a cardigan that's buttoned up, that's steeked. I've never done a colorwork sweater, which I don't really think that's hard since I knit colorwork, but it's more of a commitment to do like an entire sweater's quantity of colorwork, and then like the steeking is the part that really scares me. So the pattern I'm looking at is Ginny at the Fair by Mary Jane Mucklestone, and now that I have a tablet, I can do this pattern. And I'm torn about what colors I would do for it, because honestly, right now, I really, really, really want to do these colors. I've been knitting so much teal and purple and gray, and I just can't get enough. And I'm thinking if I did a gray that was slightly darker than this as the main color, and then did like a purple and a teal and like either a dark blue or a darker purple, and then like a zucchini yellow, or like a pumpkin squash, like a dark yellow color. That's what I really want to do right now. It's a lot of teal. And obviously I wouldn't wear this hat with that sweater. That would probably be too much. But that's what I'm thinking of. Otherwise, I would probably do something with a brown as the main color, and then do like forest green and yellow, and maybe I don't know. I'm thinking about it because I don't want to make an impulse decision, and I know I have a lot of purple already that I already have. But you can see like my color sense right now is purple, teal and purple, and teal. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't even sent in the card yet, so I have to send it in first. But the sweater pattern calls for DK weight, and not a whole lot of companies sell like specifically DK weight yarn, and I don't know off the top of my head if there are any DK weight yarns that eat sleep knit carries, but usually it's not bad. It's really easy to substitute a worsted weight for the DK weight, and in my experience, the Cascade worsted is not super heavy. So I'm thinking about getting Cascade. Plus Cascade, you can trust them to have solid colors that aren't variegated, and they have a gazillion colors. So that's what I'm thinking of. I haven't looked to see what color options Eat Sleep Knit carries specifically out of Cascade, which would be the only hang up if they don't carry a wide enough selection for me to get the colors I want. So maybe I would just buy the colors that they have from them, and then buy other stuff and buy the other colors somewhere else. I don't know. I don't even know what colors I'm going to use yet. So it's just all up in the air, and I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you so much for checking me out and hanging in there. I know a bunch of you still watch, even though I'm so sporadic, and hopefully I can whip myself into shape and be more predictable about when episodes are going to go up, and get the audio quality up, and just, improve. That's what I'm here for, is just to improve and get better. And, I hope you guys enjoy, like, my knitting mistakes. Oh my God. I'm still like, how does this even happen? How? How does this even happen? How do you go from gray purple to gray teal on one and from gray purple to purple teal on the other? Like, what kind of brain dead person does that? I don't know, but they're going to be really fun to wear in public. That's all I know. That's all I know. They're going to be hilariously fun to wear in public. So I think that's about all I have to say. So yeah, I will talk to you later. Bye.